Hello, welcome back to DAB Greenscapes here in North Florida, where I review trail and running shoes. It has been quite a while since I've done a review of a shoe, and I apologize. These are crazy times. Business has been crazy, COVID's been crazy, and it just hasn't been a good opportunity to get out and try on good shoes and provide the ones that I really want to wear and review for you. But I have three lined up in the next three videos for you, but today we're starting with Keen. I've got a good point to make on the Keen Steens, and then the Keen Targhee 3 I'm going to make just my personal viewpoint on something that keeps happening with Keen shoes, which I'm very disappointed. See my face? Very disappointed. All right, so here, let's talk about the shoe at hand today. Today is the Keen Steens. Nice Keen box. This is how they come. Traditional boxing, no big deal. Keen shoes, as you can see there. Keen Steens, they call them. I don't wear the boot, I wear the lows. And let's take a review of what the shoe looks like. There it is, the Keen Steens. So let me come in close. It's a nice toe bumper, full upper leather, some ripstop material. This is a waterproof shoe. To me, this closely resembles the Targhee line. I thought they were going to be a little different. I thought this would breathe a little better, but we'll get in over that a little bit. But this is the shoe. Is it a comfortable shoe? Absolutely. Is it durable? Yes, to a point. The Steens have held up, but there are some things that are happening. I've had these for several months now, and well, heck, let's just go over the shoe a little bit more. Big toe bumper, which they were famous for. Keen was created in 1999 in California. They moved to Oregon. In 2003, they created the classic sandal, which everybody knows, with this big, huge toe bumper. This is a classic for them. Very nice toe bump here. They even have it on their sandals. And then, of course, they started creating shoes, and they've gone on from there. Keen is a tremendous company. We'll talk a little bit more about their environment and what they're really involved in a little later in the video. But let's quickly go over the shoe. Typical Keen logo. This is their dry. They have a Keen, what they call Keen dry. It's fully lined, fully gusseted, as you can see. You can see where the gusset comes all the way up. The gusset means that the water is not going to come in here. It's going to have to come in at the elevation up here. You know, you're talking maybe 2 to 3 inches here. Very nice. So the gusset's way up here. Fully padded tongue. I like that. All the way down. So when you tighten these laces, no matter how tight you get a full pad. The pad doesn't stop here. The pad actually goes all the way over to the edge. Very nice. This is a very comfortable shoe, and most Keens for me are like magic. And the reason being is I do have a wide forefoot. You put your foot in one of these, man, you have what they call the toe box. Is absolutely plentiful. It is amazingly plentiful. Although what can happen on some of these wider shoes, as you can see, what's happening now is this ripstop material is starting to crunch a little bit, and I'm getting some crease lines. I'm curious to see over the next month or two what's going to happen. So I've had these now for about 3 months, and you can see the wear I've put in them. You can see the lugs. These lugs are 4mm lugs, multi-directional, which I do like. Grip really well. Of course, I used to be on a lot of pavement. I'm not on pavement so much anymore, so I'm not wearing the soles like I used to. As you can see, this is bonded and glued, heat treated onto the midsole here, which is EVA foam. It's a ethylvinyl acetate made for cushioning. This shoe does have a shank in the middle. It does have a shank down in here, so it's very rigid to the point where you're not going to get a lot of cross, but that's good. It's a good, strong shoe. The shoelaces are amazing. They actually tight and bind quite a bit. The one interesting fact, which I was really surprised is when you tie, that's where the tie is going to come across. If you like a little more room, you're going to have to figure out another way to do that. I've never had the lace come over, and that's important. It's always stayed true right at the top, but it's very close to the tongue. It wraps down nicely. It comforts all the way around. The collar is completely padded all the way around. And the way this works, as you can tell, typical for Keen, it pulls this full wrap leather over your shoe on both sides. I've never ever had one of these break, which is nice. This moves, this section here moves where the last lace is intertwined. This, however, is sewn. And what that does for you, that really pulls this tight. It bunches it up, and it gives you a real good comfort. A lot of room for an ankle, as you can see. Good, comfortable shoe. It priced around $100 either way. These don't have the price on the box, but I think you can find these for about $90. These have worn well. They have worn fairly consistent. Do they get a little warm here in Florida? Absolutely they do. They do get a little warm, but at the end of the day, excuse me, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I like a nice comfortable shoe, and the warmth, I'll pass it off over comfort any day. So this is a great shoe, fully leather all the way around. Matches up to the Targhee, is so close. I mean, this is just another rendition of the shoe. As you can see, it's got the pull tab. I mean, and these are nice, hard cloth. I mean, these are really rigid and they pull tight. The shoestrings have never come off on me. It does give you one pull through, so it's a stability for your tongue so it doesn't roll. I've never had the tongue roll on me, which is really nice. I'm going all the way down. As you can see, it does do a little bunching down here, but the bunching is just fine because of the gusseted material. This actually encloses real nicely. Padded tongue, padded collar, fully lined, uses Keen's waterproofing material. Perfect. Really good shoe. It's worn well. Sorry, but this is what happens with lugs. You just get stuff in between them, as you can see. It does have a plastic shank this is the EVA, but I'll show you the plastic on the Targhee. This is the EVA. This is the rubber all the way through. As you can see, the toe heel drop is quite, what I think is kind of extensive, because if that's the shoe sitting here, as it rolls forward, you can see the tongue comes, or the toe comes way up. So the toe heel drop is pretty extensive, but again, it'll wear more as the shoe goes up. Why that's important: when you're rolling over rocks or you have to pick your feet up quickly, if there's jagged surfaces, you're not kicking your feet and dragging it the whole time, which is really nice. So this shoe's done real well for me. Again, it's another take off the Targhee. But let me show you what has happened with the Targhee 3s. Update. So I'm going to put this to the side. I want to show you what's happened to my Targhee. These are my third pair of Targhee shoes. I've gone through 2 pair of Targhee 2s. This is my fourth pair, I'm sorry. And these are the second pair of my Targhee 3s because they ripped real easy right away when I first got them. This isn't the complaint, but I did notice these recently. Can you see this, what's happening with the leather here? It's starting to shed and rip. This has nothing to do with putting oil on there. This has nothing to do with keeping them moist. Trust me, I use a lot of shoe products, and I should do a video on my shoe products. With that being said, this is the traditional shoe. Looks very much close to the Steen. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference here, as you can see. Not a whole lot of difference at all. Again, this is the Targhee 3. But what has happened, and it's happened before, look what this did back here. Keen cannot make a freaking shoe. Ugh, it frustrates me. It's such a comfortable shoe, but these always happen. Why does that happen? Why, Keen? Why? And you can see the glue points, and this should be heat treated where this bonds on, but for some reason this keeps coming off. So they do use a nice harder plastic shank in the Targhee 3. As you can see, the lugs, really multi-directional lugs on this one. It's held up fairly well. I've used these quite extensively. I did a video when I first bought these some months ago, probably end of last year, beginning of this year. But again, as you can see, the leather is really starting to degrade rapidly. Yes, it's a pinch point. I think they'll learn this on the Targhee 3s. It is a pinch point. I mean, look at just what's happening. It's over and over, all the walks you make. Again, I average about 5-6 miles a day now in my work still. I work with foreclosed homes, and I'm doing a lot of inspections, a lot of work. I'm not a GC general contractor, but I do a lot of the outside work. We do trash outs, clean outs, things like that. For all, whether it be rentals, foreclosures, whatever. And so I'm doing a lot of miles and a lot of heavy work. But this is just unacceptable. This is just unacceptable, really. And I was out on a job site when these happened. No way, no way. Come on, Keen, really? This is the Targhee 3, it's so frustrating. But guys, I really wanted to get back with you, and girls, excuse me, wanted to get back with you and talk to you a little bit more about Keen. I like the shoe, and I think it's at a great price point, and I take that back. I said 99. I think you can get them on sale for 99. They run roughly around 140 to 125 to 140. But it is a good shoe. I do think it's worth it. I've not had any problems with the soles on this one. I'm still waiting to see what happens. Oh, and yes, on the Targhee 3s, these side edges are starting to come off as well. So the whole bottom has come off. It's the fourth Targhee I've had that has happened. Very disappointing. Yes, I can use shoe glue. I'll get all the comments. I know I can use shoe glue, and why complain about something? But hey, let me tell you, you pay good money for a shoe, and well, I think it should last a little bit longer with a name like Keen. Recently, I got an email that said, hey, you want to review good shoes, you got to go above 200. Yes, I agree, but that's not what this channel is designed for. I want a weekend warrior who's going to go out and spend a good amount of shoe, that wants a good looking shoe that he can go to the park with. You can go to Disney or Disneyland, wherever you go, Six Flags, if you want to go to Stone Mountain, if you want to do some hiking, you want to do some walking, you want to do some trail walking. Maybe you want to do some work around the house on the weekend, and you need a shoe that you know, can incorporate mud, and I've never had these fail on me yet. I've been deep in water, no problems. They do make this in a boot. I believe it's a mid and a boot, but I like the lows just personally for my ankles. It's what I prefer. I will tell you a little bit about Keen. What a fantastic company. If you're into social conscious stuff, they're wonderful. So Keen partners with a lot of people. As you can see, I'm holding up the sign directly from their website. It's people like the Conservation Alliance, Leave No Trace, Outdoor Alliance, American Whitewater, and the Forestry Park Conservancy. They give a lot of money to these groups to help preserve America's trails, America's wilderness, and I applaud them for that. So we can all give a round of a cheer for that. I can also say in closing that these shoes, they've also, in doing so, and the reason I mention that is PFCs. They've basically eliminated all PFCs with their shoe. They've also eliminated anything that causes odor. Just wonderful. All the pesticides are gone out of these shoes. They're leather works. They work with a tannery that only they source their leather from. They know well-renowned leatheries, that the animals aren't abused or mistreated or misfed, whatever you want to, however you want to say it. Keen as a company is fantastic, wonderful. And as an outdoors person, I appreciate it. I'm a huge kayaker. My wife and I, we love kayaking. We're into drone photography. We do a lot of drone work. However, that being said, going back to the Targhee 3s, unacceptable, Keen. Come on, come on. I know the glue you might use might be toothpaste, but it's got to be better than this. These are just my personal opinions. Keen is a fantastic company. If you want a good shoe, I would recommend the Keen Steen. It is a good shoe. Maybe a weekend warriors. I'm not sure what's happening with these. I've written Keen. I'm waiting to get a response back why this keeps happening. So again, thank you. Those are the Keen Steens. I do want to introduce two more shoes to you, which I'll be bringing to you in the next videos. The Salomon. Oh my God, the Salomon is wonderful. This is not a waterproof shoe, but who cares? This is definitely worth it. The GTA Pro. This is a fantastic Pro, XA Pro, excuse me, 3D they call it. And then the one last show would be the Junction by Columbia. This is a waterproof shoe, by the way. So those are the two other videos I have coming out, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And again, it's a long video, but I wanted to say Keen, good shoe. It's the Steen, get it. Watch for the bottoms. Other than that, the wear's great. Keep that leather conditions, and I'll see you on the next video. So God bless, and thank you for watching DAB Greenscapes here in North Florida. Bye-bye.